Hello and welcome back to another vlog. My name is Lexi. If you're new here, I'd love it if you subscribe, stay a while. It's a fun time. Today, it is Sunday. It's football Sunday, Bills Sunday, and I'm gonna make some chili. It's just like a cozy Sunday vlog, and I figured I'm gonna make a very non-organized, sort of wing it chili for you guys. And I wanted to vlog while I do it, chat with you guys. I also wanted to share some book recommendations. I've gotten some requests to do like a book video, so I'll kind of put that in this vlog, share some books that I've been loving recently, some of my recommendations, and maybe just like put them into little categories and give you my rating. So I'm gonna do that in this vlog, and then we'll see what else we get up to. But let's start the chili because it's gonna need to sit and cook for a bit, and we'll go from there. Nothing says aesthetic vlog like the sound of a toilet flushing in the background.
Guess who's home? Me! I'm home.
Sean's home.
Hi.
From his weekend away. One thing I do need your help with, once you put your pants on, is to clean out the fridge, please.
What are you talking about? Pants aren't on.
I know your pants are not on.
Woo!
No, jumping. The amount of times, you guys, I have to cut clips because Sean is like running through the vlog naked is so often. Just like because. Like,
why not?
He has no...
One of these days, she's not gonna edit one of these clips, and it's just gonna be straight nudity.
He is out of control, but all right, Sean's gonna clean out the fridge while I start the chili. So I've got the onions and garlic sauteing, and then in a minute I'll add the ground beef and the chili seasoning to cook these down together. All right, so it's been sitting for probably like an hour, and it is ready to consume, and I'm so excited. And then I got saltines with it, my fave, and Sean might do sour cream.
Yeah.
Dollop of sour cream on top.
Who says that? Ready to consume. It just sounds so
Yum.
weird.
I'm sorry. Hello, it is golden hour. It's the next day. It's Monday. Happy Halloween. I did get just some pictures at work today for Halloween. We all dressed up as Disney characters, so I'll put those pictures on the screen for you right now. It was so fun. It is just like a fun work environment when you work around kids, because you can do things like dress up in crazy costumes for Halloween and it's not that weird. So we had a blast today. It was a good day at work. Now I am back home. Sean is at the store, and I'm gonna make, we have this orange and black pasta from Trader Joe's, this pappardelle. However, we don't really have a sauce to go with it. So I think I'm just gonna do like a butter garlic parmesan on it. It's not like my absolute favorite, but we'll make it work. I just wanna eat the Halloween pasta on actual Halloween. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we have like red sauce, and I could make a homemade vodka sauce. I have the stuff for that. But one, I'm starving, and two, then you can't see, if I put like a red sauce on it, you won't see the orange black. So we're just gonna make it with a butter and garlic sauce. So I'm boiling the water for that. What else is going on tonight? Not much. We have no Halloween plans. we'll probably watch that Halloween movie. Oh my gosh, what is it called? It's gonna bug me. Where the decorations come to life. It just came out this year. It looked cute, so we'll probably watch that. I can't believe it's 6:30 and the sun is already setting. Wild. Let's see, what is that movie called? It is called The Curse of Bridge Hollow. It looks like this on Netflix. So excited to watch that. I have this like knot right at the base of my head where my neck starts that has been giving me a headache since yesterday. So I need to try and figure that out, as well as foam roll my like hips and legs because my lower back hurts. But I'm just a mess. I'm getting old. I'm gonna cook my pasta. I'm listening to more of the Murdoch Murders podcast and just did some dishes. Like, pretty boring night. I promise I'm going to go through, hopefully the next vlog clip in this video will be me going through my book recommendations. Every time I go to film it, it's like getting dark out already. Like right now, this lighting is kind of crazy. And by the time I would sit and chat with you guys, it would be dark. And I don't want to do that. So I promise in this vlog, I will talk about my book recommendations. So let's cook. I'll show you guys the finished product when I'm all done. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's like turning the water dark, which is kind of spooky. I think it's just like the black food coloring on the pasta, but the water's like kind of dark. It kind of looks like a witch's cauldron. Ooh. Doesn't really look that appetizing if I'm being honest, but I'm sure it'll taste good. Kind of looks like, I don't know how to explain it, like seafoody, but I just need to tell myself it's regular pasta with food coloring, and then butter, garlic, Parmesan, some seasonings. Happy Halloween. Hello vlog. Okay, the time has finally come. I'm gonna share my book recommendations as we go into cozy season. So I figured, I have a Goodreads, I'll link it down below. I rate all the books I read, but I figured I would sort of like, I get comments all the time or DMs or, you know, messages saying like, what books would you recommend? Because I feel like a lot of you guys have similar book taste to me. So, and these are kind of books that I feel like if you are not a big reader, these will help you get into reading. At least for me, whenever I read a good book, I'm like, okay, let's find the next one. So these are some of my recommendations. I'm gonna sort of split them up into like categories if I can. So the first category is going to be thriller, mystery, crime books that I've read recently and I've absolutely loved. So in no particular order, actually, let me think how I want to do this. Because some of these thrillers, I'm gonna do like even categories of thrillers. So books that I feel like are more so solely more of the thriller. So okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do romance books, thriller books, and books that have a little bit of both. That's how I'm gonna do it. So let's start with the thriller books first. Some of these have like a little bit of romance, but not necessarily. Like not really like romance heavy, if that makes sense. So the first one is The Silent Patient and Maidens. They're by the same author. It is sort of like kind of a similar idea with the two books, but I feel like they are very different. I really liked The Silent Patient. I read it in like one day, but I think I liked that's not true. I was gonna say I liked the plot line of The Maidens more, but I would read The Silent Patient first and then The Maidens second. So The Silent Patient is, everybody I've talked to that has read it has said it's been such a quick read. You like can't put it down and it's just like you're gripping the book and you just want to keep going. So let me just read the synopsis for you. I rated it 5 stars on my Goodreads. It says, Alicia Berenson's life is seemingly perfect. A famous painter married to an in-demand fashion photographer, she lives in a grand house with big windows overlooking a park in one of London's most desirable areas. One evening, her husband Gabriel returns home late from a fashion shoot and Alicia shoots him 5 times in the face and then never speaks another word. So it's kind of told from like a psychiatrist's point of view, but there's a lot of twists and turns, and I just think this one's good. And then The Maidens, which is also by the same author, I gave this one, okay, so I guess I liked The Silent Patient better, but I gave The Maidens 4 out of 5 stars. And it says, Edward Fosca is a murderer. Of this, Mariana is certain, but Fosca is untouchable. A handsome and charismatic Greek tragedy professor at Cambridge University, he's adored by staff and students alike, particularly by members of a secret society of female students known as the Maidens. Mariana is a brilliant but troubled group therapist who becomes fixated on the Maidens when one member, a friend of Mariana's niece, Zoe, is found murdered. So she goes back to her university, and there's a lot of flashbacks and things like that. But again, told from a therapist's point of view, but I feel like this one has more characters involved than The Silent Patient does. So both super good, both told from like a psychoanalytic standpoint. So I really like those. Then another one that isn't romance based, but is a thriller, I would say. I guess a lot of these have romance kind of in it, but The Couple Next Door is definitely more thriller than romance. So I gave this one 5 stars. It was a quick read for me. It says it all started at a dinner party, a domestic suspense debut about a young couple and their apparently friendly neighbors, a twisty roller coaster ride of lies, betrayal, and the secrets between husbands and wives. So the couple seems to have it all, a wonderful home, a beautiful baby, but one night they're at a dinner party and a terrible crime is committed. So it's like a whole web of secrets with a married couple and things like that. I really liked this book. I don't think it's talked about enough. I feel like The Silent Patient and Maidens are like super popular. This one I've seen a couple people read, but I thought it was super good for being like not as well known. So I really liked that one as well. I guess now I can go into like the mix of thriller and romance, because there's like a ton of books that have this vibe, and I think this is probably my favorite vibe of it all. So first is called In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, and this book is, it says 6 friends, 1 college reunion, 1 unsolved murder. So basically 10-year reunion, they all go back to the college, and there was a murder of one of their friends. It's about like a big friend group, and it goes back and forth, twists and turns, trying to figure out who did it. And I don't know, I just thought it was really good. It's giving like Pretty Little Liars kind of in a way, but I really liked it. And there is a little bit of romance in there. I would say it's definitely more of a thriller than romance, but there's a little bit sprinkled in. So that one I really enjoyed. Verity, so well known, Colleen Hoover. I would say this is one of the best books I've ever read. It is so good, you don't want to put it down. I think it needs to be made into a TV show or a movie. She just released an extra chapter. Number 1 book recommendation, I'm gonna warn you now, it's a little graphic, it can be inappropriate, but it is so stinking good. I have recommended this book to everyone in my life. Highly recommend. I'll read you the little synopsis at the top. I'm not going to read the whole thing because so many people talk about this book. I have not read other Colleen Hoover books, but that's because, like I said, my favorite genre is more so thriller mystery with romance sort of like together with that, but not necessarily just romance. And I feel like a lot of her other books are mainly romance. So I'll try and read some soon. Don't come for me, Colleen Hoover stans, but this is like chef's kiss, great book. So it says, Loan Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of a lifetime. Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, has hired her to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. When she arrives at the home, ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, she doesn't expect to uncover the chaotic office and unfinished autobiography that she never intended for anyone to read. Page after page, bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of what really happened the day her daughter died. So it is wild. I cannot recommend this book enough. 5 stars, the best. Then The Woman in the Window I thought was good, but not like you have to read this book. So I'll include it here. It's been made into a movie, but I thought it was good, but there are better books out there. I'm like looking at my Goodreads as I'm doing this, if you can't tell. So then we have, oh, I guess another thriller that is not romance. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but this is just a very chatty book recommendation, okay? I'm not a book YouTuber, but let me know if you want me to do more of these videos, because I definitely will. But Sean actually had me read this book. It's a John Sanford book. It's not like one of those TikTok viral Instagram books, but it's called Rough Country, and I actually thought it was pretty good. It's definitely mystery vibes. There's a murder in a town. It's told from the perspective of the detective. It's got a lot of like comedy sprinkled in, which I really enjoy, so I liked that one. Next, the queen of, this is another one I highly recommend. This is definitely a mystery, but not so much a thriller, but definitely some romance sprinkled in, and it's The Perfect Couple by Ellen Hilderbrand. One of my absolute favorite books, definitely like top 3 books I've ever read. And I'll read you the synopsis. I gave this 5 stars as well. It's Nantucket wedding season, also known as summer, the sight of a bride racing down Main Street. It's as common as the sun setting on Mattucket Beach. It's going to be memorable for all the wrong reasons after tragedy strikes. A body is discovered in Nantucket Harbor just hours before the ceremony, and everybody in the wedding party is suddenly a suspect. As chief of police, Ed Capanash interviews the bridegroom and the groom's famous mystery novelist mother, and even a member of his own family, he discovers that every wedding is a minefield and no couple is perfect. So it is so good. I love her other books, but I think this one is still my favorite, so highly recommend that. Another one, The Last Mrs. Parrish, also super good, lots of twists and turns. It's by Liv Constantine. Kind of gives me similar vibes as Verity, but way less graphic, way less intense, a little bit more of a slower pace, but super good. So this one says, Amber Patterson is fed up. She's tired of being a nobody, a plain invisible woman who blends into the background. She deserves more, a life of money, power, like the one blonde-haired, blue-eyed goddess Daphne Parrish takes for granted. To everyone in this town, Daphne and her real estate husband are a couple straight out of a fairy tale. Amber's envy could eat her alive if she didn't have a plan. Amber uses Daphne's compassion to insinuate herself into the family's life. And a whole thing ensues. I'm not going to give away any more, but great read. I think if you just want to like dip your toe into this genre, maybe start with The Last Mrs. Parrish or The Perfect Couple, and then make your way to Verity. I've heard some people say that like, sorry, I'm moving this because the light's getting a little harsh outside, but I've heard some people say that Verity like kept them up at night. I don't know what it is, but reading thriller books doesn't scare me as much as like TV shows would, but I just can't recommend these books enough. Next, I would say some that I would say were like okay in the mix of thriller romance. They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman. The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. Also by Sally Hepworth, I read The Good Sister. Those I would say were like 3.5, 4 stars. I thought they were good. They weren't like my absolute favorite books. I read My Summer Darlings by May Cobb, and I actually thought that one was really good. It is about a group of like I don't know how old they are, in their 30s or 40s, moms who are friends, and this hot neighbor moves in, and every other chapter is told from the victim of the crime, and then it flashes back to like how it all started from different chapters of each girl's point of view. So I really liked it. I thought it had some twists and turns, and it had a really cute cover. So that's honestly what sold me at first, but the book is actually really good. So 2 of my faves in the thriller, mystery, romance genre are The Golden Couple and The Perfect Marriage. I really liked both of these books. The Perfect Marriage, I think my mom liked this one better than The Golden Couple. I don't even know if she read The Golden Couple yet, but basically I'll just read the first line. I gave this one 5 stars. It says, would you defend your husband if he was accused of killing his mistress? So basically the main character is a powerful defense attorney, finds out her husband's cheating and that the mistress is dead, and has to sort of like work her way through the entire thing. Each chapter is told from her perspective and then his perspective, which I liked, and I just thought this book was really, really well written, and it's one of those books where like it has you on the edge of your seat until the very last chapter, and then it finally tells you what happened, and it's just like jaw-dropping, what the heck just happened type of book, but super good. And then The Golden Couple is about a suburban couple that one of them is unfaithful. They go to therapy, and It's just like finding more about the therapist and then this couple and how their lives intertwine and like how they work through it, and there's mystery and crime and just all sorts of things. I thought this one was really good as well. I gave this one 5 stars on Goodreads also. I don't know where this series fits in because there's definitely mystery about it, but not necessarily thriller and crime. But the Winter in Paradise series by Ellen Hildebrand, so good. I read all 3 books super quickly. They're like, basically a helicopter crashes and they're trying to figure out like what happened behind it. This woman finds out her husband has like a whole secret life in like a completely, I think it's like the US Virgin Islands if I remember correctly. So her and her sons have to like go and figure out what the heck was going on. There's love triangles, there's all sorts of things. But again, amazing. If you liked The Perfect Couple, you'll definitely like this series. And I love that it's a trilogy so that you can sort of keep going after the book ends. You don't want it to end, so there's another one. And I thought they wrapped it up really well. So I enjoyed those books a lot. I feel like that's probably it from that. And then some of the romance books that I enjoyed. Like I said, there's definitely less of these than the thriller mystery ones, but there are some that I feel like are good, especially when it comes into like cozy time of the holidays. I feel like these books can be pretty good. So first up, Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I read this one years ago and it's just now resurfacing on social media, and I just thought it was such a good book. It is about like, it flashes back to when they were kids, these 2 people, and then like present day. She's a pediatric medical resident, the main character, and she runs into like the first love of her life, and she tries to figure out, should she stay with this new life that she's created, or like are her feelings still there for her first love? And I don't know, it's really, really well written. It's very sweet, but it also like kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat a little bit. So I love that book. One Day in December by Josie Silver is also so good. Similar vibes in the sense that it's like, basically she sees a man and thinks it's fate, and then there's love triangles and sort of things, and it takes you through the years of this woman's life, and it's just, oh, so good. And also very, very cozy vibes for the like fall winter season. So I highly recommend One Day in December. It's like about friendship and romance and growing up, and I just, such a good book. Sorry, I'm probably horrible at explaining these books, but I feel like it's boring to just read the summary, so I'm trying to give you a little bit of like background as well. This one definitely has romance in it, but it's more of just like a, if you want sort of like boss girl friendship vibes, like some drama in there. This is actually, it's called When Life Gives You Lululemons, and it is the same person that wrote The Devil Wears Prada, and it's about Emily, the assistant in Devil Wears Prada, if you've seen the movie or read the book, and it goes into her life as well as her other friends in Greenwich, Connecticut. And I just remember thinking this book like inspired me to like go out and accomplish everything in the world, but also it's really nice because it talks about like real life feelings, and it's like navigating social things as a young adult. And I just thought it was really good. It's like a sexy, businessy like type of vibes. The characters are all like successful women that live in the suburbs outside the city, and like, I don't know, really, really good. I haven't read it in a long time, but I gave it 5 stars as well. So I think that's pretty much it for my book recommendations at the moment. I'm reading all the time. I will say I've been stuck on the same book for a long time now. It's not that it's not good, I just like haven't had time to sit down and read with everything going on. So if you have any book recommendations along these vibes, leave them down in the comments. And if you want me to do more videos like this, let me know. But I've been chatting for a while, so I think I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already. Get ready for Vlogmas, because that is coming, where I vlog every single day. So subscribe so you don't miss it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.